exercises and deployments the Army expects, especially with the combatant commands. So, gentlemen, I hope you reach out to us soon with the details of your budgets are released. And, Mr. Secretary, one side, we've been having several meetings. We need to know, and I know it's in a classified setting, exactly where the Army is with its munitions, exactly. And we don't want to hear that OMB is holding on the release of that information. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank the gentlelady. And now I'd like to turn to the chairman of the full committee and my good friend, Chairman Tom Cole. Mr. Chairman, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. It's a delight to be here with you and Ranking Member McCollum. This hearing could not have come at a more consequential time. The global security landscape has only continued to grow more complex and volatile. Among these challenges before us are the ongoing operations in the Central Command Theater, and a pacing threat in the Indo-Pacific that does not pause while our forces may be elsewhere. Operation Epic Fury has proven that the American military might is the strength freedom can count on. Our soldiers, weapon systems, and stockpiles must never be taken for granted. They are the foundation of our ability to sustain prolonged conflict while countering other threats across the globe. Make no mistake, China continues to modernize its military, expand its global influence, and assert its posture in the Indo-Pacific, whether the United States is watching or not. The United States Army's role in deterring this threat and prevailing if deterrence fails has never been more important. Long-range precision fires provide us with the capability to strike with accuracy over vast distances and are a necessity if the United States is to maintain its competitive advantage against both peer and near-peer adversaries. I look forward to hearing how the Army is prioritizing the development and deployment of these capabilities to ensure overmatch. Equally urgent is our ability to produce munitions and maintain inventory. Recent global conflicts stressed the importance of magazine depth, and Operation Epic Fury has stressed this even further. We cannot afford hollow magazines in a high-intensity, protracted conflict. I hope to hear an honest assessment of where we stand today and what investments the Army is making to bolster our readiness, both for the near and long term. And to our troops at home and abroad, we're grateful for your service, and we're committed to ensuring that you have what you need to succeed and come home safely. We certainly will continue to back you with the full strength of the United States of America. And with that, I want to offer a couple of remarks that are not in my formal testimony, just for the record. First, I want to agree very much with the ranking member. We really do need more information than we have now. We're going to end up delaying this, not beyond the schedule, but we scheduled it later because, frankly, for the committee to have the information that it needs, to make decisions, it's taking us a while. I don't put that, Mr. Secretary, on you and the Army. I put that on OMB, but there's more information that we're going to need. I would much prefer that we could have moved, and we will have a very aggressive schedule. We will certainly have a robust proposal for the committee, when we do full markup. And we certainly want to work with the administration and certainly with the president and what he's trying to achieve. But we're going to need more information to be able to do that. And I know we'll get your cooperation. Frankly, we'll get OMB's cooperation too. But the sooner is better. And so my friend from Minnesota is exactly right when she raises that issue. I think she speaks for the whole committee. Second point I want to make is about you. I've had the opportunity to be on this committee for a lot of years. I've seen a lot of secretaries of the Army. We have, because of Fort Sill and, frankly, in other parts of the state, McAllister Ammunition Depot, a very close association with the Army. I just want to tell you, I think you are doing an outstanding job. You are the right person in the right place at the right time. I appreciate the energy. I appreciate the practical experience in uniform, as well as what you bring from your experience out of uniform. And I think you can be a transformational, I think you will be a transformational Secretary of the Army in a period that we need it. So you certainly have my full confidence and support. I think probably the full confidence and support of everybody on this committee. You've been assigned an enormous task to undertake at an enormously difficult and challenging time. We want to be helpful, but we're absolutely convinced you're the right person in the right place to deliver. Second, and I would never ask you to address this, but I will tell you, and not directed at you, I do, and I never interfere in change of command. That's not our place. That's not our responsibility. I respect the authority of the commander-in-chief and the entire chain to do their job. But I'm a huge fan of the last chief of staff of the Army. I think General George is a great patriot. I've seen him, talked with him before he was chief, worked with him as chief. I've seen him interact with soldiers, returning soldiers from theater in my district, interact with other officers down at Fort Sill. He is an outstanding general officer, outstanding chief of staff. And I just want the record to reflect how much we regret, I personally regret at least, he's no longer in active service. He's a real loss to us, in my opinion. But again, I'm sure the successor will be equally capable. We've had a long train of really fine officers from the Army come, and I have high confidence that the successor will do well. But General George is a real loss, and I think great American, and I just wish him well in whatever his next endeavor is. I wanted that officially on the record, just to reflect, my admiration for a lifetime of service to this country, which I wish had continued somewhat longer. With that, again, I look forward to the testimony, Mr. Chairman, and again, I wish you well in your tenure. You're going to be a great secretary for us. With that, I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I appreciate your comments regarding General George. I think most of us here agree with your comments. General George was to be congratulated on the work he did for this country and the service he provided, and we hold him in high esteem. With that, it's my privilege to introduce for testimony Secretary Driscoll of the United States Army. Take 5 minutes.
Chairman Cole, Chairman Calvert, Ranking Member McCollum, distinguished members, it's a privilege to address you today. And before I do the rest of the remarks, very sincerely, thank you for the kind words. It means a lot. Working well with all of you has been amazing, and I think our Army has benefited a lot from that. I've been the Secretary of the Army for 1 year and 51 days, and I am incredibly proud to represent soldiers and their families. And I'm equally humbled. In February, we honored 3 Medal of Honor recipients. As a prisoner of war, Master Sergeant Edmonds prevented a Nazi officer from executing his soldiers. Sergeant Major Richardson called airstrikes on his own location to save his platoon, and Staff Sergeant Ollis deliberately stepped between a suicide bomber and a wounded comrade to shield him. In one ceremony, we honored valor above and beyond the call of duty, spanning 1945 to 2013. 3